This is the 2023 Toyota Prius. Now, the Prius came out in 1997, and it was not the prettiest thing on the road. But 36 years later, this is what we've got. The most gorgeous, sporty, awesome looking Prius ever made. Not only that, it's the most efficient Prius they have ever made. They've lowered the roof line, they gave it a little more aerodynamic look to it, sacrificed a little room in the back seat and cargo area, but would you rather drive this or last year's model? I'm thinking I'd rather drive this. All right, let's get a look at this cargo area. Like I said, they did sacrifice a little space back here. Not huge by any means, but we're gonna see if we can get those suitcases in here, so if we need to take a trip, we don't have that problem. Large suitcase, 2 duffel bags, carry-on bag, and a small suitcase all in the back there without having to encroach into the back seats. Actually, decent amount of room. I was really surprised. I didn't think all of that was going to fit in there, but it did. So, good job, Toyota. See if we can close. Oh, tight fit, but it did close. All right. Now you did notice that I piled this all the way up, covering the window. There's a reason for that. It has a digital mirror, so you don't have to worry about blocking the back window and not being able to see. This 2023 Toyota Prius is the limited edition. It is a standard hybrid. It is not the plug-in hybrid. This is going to have a 2.0 liter tied to the Toyota Hybrid Synergy system. It's going to get you 194 horsepower in this all-wheel drive. It's 192 horsepower in the two-wheel drive. You will also get 52 miles per gallon in the city and on the highway. If you go down to a lower trim and get the smaller wheels and rear-wheel drive, you can get up to 57 miles per gallon. Let's talk about pricing for the limited. So it's going to start out at $34,500, right around that number. This one that's tested came in with options and destination fee at $38,014, I believe it was. So right around $38,000, you can have a fully loaded Toyota Prius with 52 miles per gallon on a 10.5 gallon tank. So basically, prices right now, you could probably fill this tank up for between $35 and $40 and drive for 500 miles or a little more than 500 miles. So we've checked out the outside, we've checked out the cargo area. Let's go check out the inside now and show you some of the features. Okay, so here is the door panel. It's nothing exciting. You do have a couple memory settings there, all of your window functions right there, and then you do have a small cup holder right there. You could probably get one bottle in, not too bad. You do have powered seats with lumbar. These seats are pretty comfortable, although it does have a very low seating area, so you almost, with me being about 6 foot, I almost fall into the seat and have to crawl back out. But that's not going to be everyone's problem. Here is a quick view of the interior, and then we will get inside and I will show you everything a little closer up. What everybody seems to notice right away is the driver's display. Now, I'm holding my camera in an area where you can actually see it really, really well. But if we look at my view, so if I put this down in front of me, this is what I see when I'm driving. So I sit about right here. I have my steering wheel all the way down and I can see everything on the screen perfectly fine. No problems. But if you raise the steering wheel up at all, you will be blocking part of it. You can't raise it far enough to look through it down here when you're trying to drive. So that won't work either. So you're gonna have to try to find a comfortable spot. You may have to raise your seat up higher to get you high enough that you can see over it. You'll just have to play with it a little bit, but it isn't that bad. A lot of people have complained about it, but I don't think it's really that bad. Let's look at a few functions on the driver's display that you get on your steering wheel. So from the steering wheel, you have a menu button off to the side here that can control all of your normal functions. You have to hold them to change any of this stuff, which is all your sensors, your lane keep assist, all of those type of things. So you have an energy monitor where you can see whether it's running off the battery or the engine. You've got your audio, you got adaptive cruise, you have an eco score, so it will tell you how good or bad you are driving. Most of the time, probably move that out of the way just so it's not clogging up the screen. But that's pretty much it up there. You can obviously see your fuel tanks on this side. Power band is running across the top here, and when you're regen braking, it'll be down in the left. Got your miles on there, your trip. Here's the steering wheel. It's actually laid out pretty nice. You have your mode. This mode is actually controls whether you are in adaptive cruise or regular cruise. You can do either one. This sets your adaptive cruise. This is your lane centering if you want that on or off. This is your plus or minus speed. You've got adaptive cruise setting right there for your distance. And then this changes your stereo along with this mode button here. On this side, you have your voice activation. This controls your volume for your stereo. And then this is your menu for the driver display, and this controls those buttons there, and there's your phone button. Pretty basic layout, not too bad. A little bit of a small steering wheel, but not bad. And then you got your turn signal there with your auto headlights, and same on this side, you have your wiper control, and that's it. Infotainment screen is pretty basic. It actually works really well. You do have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You do have a car function. You can go in and set different things on your settings there. You do have trip information is right here with your current and history. So you can see how well you've been driving in the past or the immediate, which we are just sitting here trying to stay warm on this cold day. You do have your maps, so you can navigate wherever you need to go. Down in the settings, you can control hooking up your phones and different things like that. So you can adjust your displays, your sound, and for sound, we do have JBL. You can see JBL speakers there. You've got speakers in the doors and a few other places. I believe that there is a small subwoofer with this stereo. It actually sounds really, really well. And then you can make a few different changes to your displays, brightness, and different things like that. Go down here, there is the power button, start everything up, and you have heated and cooled seats up here in the front. You've got automatic setting here with syncing both sides. Heated and ventilated seats on the passenger side also. And then you have your AC button, outside air, recirculation, your temperatures for each side are here. You can shut your whole fan off, and then you've got the rear defrost and front defrost. So it's really nice to have all those buttons across there. I do like that they did that. Down here, you do have a USB-C, actually two of them. It looks like one is a USB connect and the other one is a charger, and then you have a 12-volt plug right there, and then this is your wireless charging. And if we lift that wireless charging up, you do have a small compartment underneath there. That is not that noticeable. Two cup holders right there, and then we come back to this interesting gear shifter. So you can see if you want to put it in reverse, you push over and up. And then if you want to go to reverse or neutral, you go press over, and then drive is over and down. And then if you want to go into B mode, which is your regenerative braking, then you just pull down from there, puts it in B mode. Here is the thing with B mode. It is not one pedal driving, And the other thing is, you cannot use B mode while you have cruise control on. So I guess it's just made for city driving. Show you the backup camera real quick because I didn't do that earlier. There you have a 360 model right there, and there you can see what's in the back. What is cool is that it is lighting up my trash can, that is the thing I'm going to hit first. So that's pretty cool. I like how that shows that, you know, right there, and then it's flashing up in this one over here. That's pretty cool. That's the first time I've actually noticed that or seen that. Another thing that we noticed, and I don't know if it's going to do it, there, you get an X-ray version of your car, which is pretty interesting. What else do we have going on here? Oh, I just cleaned the washer. So this is to clean your camera off if you want to clean your camera. Now, as we moved back here after this shifter, we go back, we do have our drive modes. There are a few drive modes. So you have sport, custom, and of course, if it's in sport mode, it's probably going to engage the engine and leave it on. And then you have normal and eco, which nothing special. It does pop up on the center display also, so you can see when you're changing. You come on back, you do have an EV mode, so it will stay in EV for a short period of time under a certain speed, and it's not a very big battery, so it's not like you can drive for miles and miles on that. You're going to be looking at probably under 30 miles an hour for a few miles, probably less than 5 miles. You have a auto hold and parking brake, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at this center console, which is decently deep. It's about half of my hand deep. I do have a badge and safety glasses, and you have 2 more USB-C plugs in there, so it's a decent size, not too bad. So what do you guys think about the design in here? I do like this carbon fiber look. You do have ambient lighting, as you can see going across here. Glove box down below is okay size, nothing huge. This is soft right here, but up here it's a little harder. Other than that, it's just pretty simple, pretty basic. I think it's okay. It's nothing special, but I like it. I think I feel comfortable and I feel good in here. One thing I did tell you about the cargo area, how we can fill that up because it has a digital camera. So we can flip this right here, and that takes it to the digital camera. So you can see the door is like right behind me. Now, I don't like it because it makes it feel like I am in the door right now, that I am in that garage door. But if you can look, you can see how far back that garage door actually is. It is quite a ways back there. But yeah, so I'm not a big fan of the digital cameras. It kind of really throws you off. I'm sure it's probably something you have to get used to. But yeah, that is scary. I don't think I could trust that. This I can trust. So that is the front. Not a whole lot going on up here. It does look pretty nice. I do enjoy the way that it looks. It's pretty cozy, I guess you would say. I'm not sure about other interior colors, but this black and the silver is kind of my thing. I'd rather have like a black and a silver, just something more subdued. My wife would actually like something with a little more color into it, a little color variation. So, but let's go hop in the back and see how much space is back there, because I heard they lost a little bit of space, especially headroom, because of the way they have designed this car for aerodynamics. Right, let's check out the space in this back seat. I do have the driver's seat in my driving position, and actually not too bad. Still got about an inch of room right there. That's pretty good. Now my head is scraping the roof. There's not much room here. My hair is just touching. If I sit up perfectly straight, I may have a quarter of an inch before my head is against the roof. But otherwise, it's not too bad. I can relax back here just slightly and be okay for trips. Now, let's pop on in here and get a closer look at everything. Okay, we're in the back now. As you can see, not a whole lot going on in here. You do have a center armrest right here, folds down with 2 cup holders. It's a little tight back here, as you can see. I'm trying to show you everything real quick. Do have heated seats in the back here on this limited trim, and 2 USB-C plugs in the bottom there. Looks like that's it there. It's a blank spot. You do have a panoramic roof with 2 separate sunshades, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's different, but if I don't want to see that, I can close that up and they can still have sunlight in the front. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Let me show you real quick my knees. So there's my knees, if you couldn't see it very well. On the outside there's about 1 inch width of my fingers in front of the seat that I can relax a little bit. Here is the headroom. So if I am sitting up straight, you can see my head is pretty much in the roof. Doesn't look all that great, but if I relax a little bit, I can give myself just enough room that I am not pushing on the top with my head, and probably won't bother me that much. But that's it for the back here. Not too impressive, but it does have heated seats back here, and that's a plus. Okay, so I've been driving this now for about 4 days or so, and it does have a nice ride. It's very comfortable. Seats are very comfortable. Low seating area. It was hard to get down in these seats, so you kind of fall into them depending on, I guess, how young you are or how spry you are. But for me, having a few knee problems in the past, it's a little harder for me to get in and out of this car. So overall, it is really low to the ground, and you might think about that when you are considering this car. Make sure you go try one, go test one out, see how it works out for you. The power in this, the 194 horsepower, is actually pretty decent for this car. It does get up and move fairly well. The one downfall I would have to say is it does have a eCVT, so there's not actual gears, and it doesn't mimic gears. And we are going to pop out here. I'm going to put us in sport, and we will pop out and do a launch because the engine in this car is extremely loud. Is the biggest problem with this car. So we're ready to go. 1, 2, 3. You can see how loud that is? It is extremely loud. And yes, I have it to the floor. Yes, that's how CVTs are. It just makes it sound like the engine is extremely struggling. You know, if I just even give it just a little bit, like I want to accelerate it back up to 60, you hear how loud that actually is. So I really wish they would have done some better soundproofing, especially for the engine. You know, you're driving a Prius, you want to be kind of quiet. You would expect it to be a little quiet in here. So soundproofing needs to improve. Also, there is a lot of wind noise, especially if you're on a windy day. You do have a lot of road wind noise. Don't hear much coming from the tires, but I do hear it in the glass and around all the seams, and especially coming from the rear, it seems really loud back there. But you are in a $27,000 to $38,000 price range, and you are getting extreme efficiency. If you do want it a little bit quieter, you can go for the Prime version. So you've got your plug-in hybrid version. That actually gets you over 40 miles of electric range. I believe it's like 46 miles of electric range, which is one of the largest ever, and it is a huge increase over the last year's Prius. That is the first car that I drove back in March, and I do have a review on that one on the channel that I will link in this video. It should be up in the corner. Otherwise, it will be linked in the description and at the end of this video. So make sure you check that one out if you're interested in the Prime. I drove it in total electric mode most of the drive, extremely quiet. Did a really good job. Wind noise and stuff was probably about the same, but I really wasn't getting up to speed to be able to hear the wind noise. We were in a smaller area driving around in tighter places, so, but I was on electric and I did love it. I thought the car was great. I do not like the loudness of this engine and the way it makes it really seem like it's struggling. So I would probably choose to go for the Prime. Now with the Prime, you are looking at a a prime price tag. So you are going to go up somewhere around $4,000 to $5,000 more to get into the Prime, above the regular standard Prius hybrid. So that's something to think about. Handling on this is great. The driver assistance has been pretty good. Does have a little trouble going around some corners, but it does do the automatic braking and it will slow itself down going around a corner if it feels like you're going too fast around the corner. If you're using the cruise control, it will slow you down to make that corner a little smoother. That's kind of nice, kind of impressive. Some people won't like it. I think it's just fine. I don't really have any other negatives other than the sound deadening and the loudness of this car. Other than that, I think it's a great car. I love it. I actually like the way that it looks. It's really styled on the outside, really nice. But if it was me, I would prefer to go to the Prime version and use the electric and drive back and forth to work on electric every day. And just use that gas if I had to make a trip somewhere. Make sure you guys click the subscribe button if you haven't yet. And hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Make sure you check out the video on the review of the Prime that's linked here, probably in one of these frames that are next to my head. The other one is something YouTube thinks that you would like on my channel. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you guys in the next one.